Hey guys, my name's Danny Milivojevic. I'm the author of Code Zero, the Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code Zero. And now I want to tell you something. In this book on Amazon, the Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code Zero, you can find it on Amazon. I'm the first to make this methodology, okay? And now it's a writing technique. It's called the Code Zero technique. And now guess what? I want to show you. I've already shown someone this methodology, okay? It's a writing technique. Someone else other than me knows this methodology. And his name is Janison, okay? And you can find him in testimonials in my YouTube channel. And he's dyslexic, okay? And now guess what? Janison is going to pass it on to someone else, to his kids, to his wife, to his friend, for free. He might not charge for it, he'll just give it out for free. And this writing technique is going to go around the world, everywhere. And guess what? Possibly someone out there, or maybe many people, are going to say they invented it. You understand? They're going to say maybe. No, they might say they invented Code Zero, which is that writing technique I'm talking about. That they invented it, right? But they didn't invent it. I did. Okay? And now guess what? There may be thousands of people, there might be hundreds of thousands of people who say they made Code Zero, the Code of Danny Milivojevic ebook on Amazon. And guess what? I'm showing you now. If you're someone now watching this video, you don't know what Code Zero is, link in your mind about this. Go read the book. Maybe you hear other people in your time, because I may not be alive, okay? Maybe someone else is talking about it at a seminar, or at a speaking event, or whatever it is, and they're trying to make the cash from my concept. You understand? From my concept. So what I want to tell you is that there may be many people who say they invented Code Zero, the Code of Danny Milivojevic. And now, what is the Code of Danny Milivojevic? The Code of Danny Milivojevic is begin with I in your sentences and end with I. But you don't have to end with I. Just begin your first letter in your writing with the letter I every single sentence. And write forth how much you like. I am the first to invent that. You understand? And now guess what? Jesus Christ said, never cut your eye out. So I read the Bible, I deciphered it, and I came up with the concept, Code Zero, from the Bible. Okay? So really, the earliest sign of information of this that I deciphered from this is from Jesus Christ's Bible. But I came up with the Code Zero concept. And now, in order for you to see the Code Zero concept, you have to get my book on Amazon. It's just $1. Okay, it's just $1. Go get it. Read 1 million words about it and the way I write Code Zero. And now Code Zero, you can write unlimited amounts of information from it. Unlimited, how much you want. I came up with that concept. Okay, go check the book. Okay, and also understand that many people out there may want to make very big money from this concept. Okay, so if you guys never find out who really made this concept, then it's an urban engine. Then guess what? You understand it's me. You understand it's me, isn't it? Because I start with my I first and I end with my I. I start again with my first letter I begin with I again. I understand then when I use my I can do it again. I understand anyway, I'm just talking with my I am everything. I am now. I is my first letter of the sentence. I just keep going. I can talk unlimited with my I invented that. Okay? I invented that. And now guess what? Many people in life do not know how to write. Many people do not write in their daily life because they have writer's block. And now when you put your I first in every sentence, end with a full stop, start with the I again, and keep it going all the way through. Start with I, end with a full stop. Start with I, end with a full stop. For example, you can write unlimited amounts of information with no writer's block. I call that the Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code 0. Now, if you want to see more details about my mindset around this concept, get my book, the Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code 0. In that book, okay, you'll find the concept about how I strategize around what I just told you. You'll find out how I write things down, how vocabulary comes out, how it looks really. And now you'll see, for example, oh, this looks very sick maybe to you. But listen to me, it works. And guess what? You'll find out 1 million words about it. Look how I'm talking today. I'm totally fine. Everything's perfectly well. It's scientifically backed by Danny Milivojevic. And guess what? You want to go one step further? Use Code 0 with your air writing. Use air writing to do Code 0. Okay? And now guess what? For example, Code 0 can be used with a pen. And you can air write it. I invented that. I invented Code 0 with my pen. I hold a pen everywhere I go. That Code 0 book is in my hand and it's in my pen. I can do it like this too. And I can be in jail and I can do Code 0 like this. Just like this. I love you. And I can air write with my thumb and index finger that I call TI Toolbox. I can be in jail, I can be sleeping in bed, I can be driving. And guess what? I use Code 0 while I drive and I'm air writing all the way in my car wherever I go. And I'm always coming back to the I with my pen. But check out my book, Code 0, The Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code 0. In that book, you'll find out really how I talk to myself with my pen and also how I talk to myself on laptop writing. Go on my medium.com, for example. Type in on Google, Danny Milivojevic, medium.com. And search my articles. You'll find Code 0 in there. Okay? Read my journals about it. It's a Code 0 journal, okay? For free. And then guess what? You want one better? Go on my YouTube channel, go on my playlist, and you'll see Code 0 playlist in my YouTube channel. You'll see around 400 videos about it. 400 videos. You'll find out how I write it. And you'll see me writing it in front of your face. Do you understand? You'll see on a live screen on my laptop how I write out Code 0. And you'll be amazed. I am the one who made that concept. You understand? Because guess what? Code 0, you'll never find that in the Bible. But in the Bible, Jesus Christ said, never cut your eye out. From that saying, I made Code 0. Do you understand? From that saying, I made Code 0. Never cut your eye out. So, I went on a quest. Mate. And I started teaching, right? And I said to myself, I always start with the letter I, and I finish with the letter I. I began like that, but then I said also, I can just start with my letter I, right? I can start with my letter I, and then I can end with a full stop. I start with the I again, and I continue forward. I came up with that concept after the Bible. Do you understand? Now, in the Bible, when you look at my book, Code Zero, when you look at my book on Amazon, Danny Milivojevic, the Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code Zero, on Amazon, it's just $1. Look at my 1 million words. Does that look like the Bible to you? Go figure. Go have a look. You'll look at it and you'll be like, this guy's schizophrenic. And guess what? I was diagnosed as a schizophrenic at 19. You understand? I was diagnosed really as a schizophrenic at 19. I went to rehab 4 times. 4 times. And guess what? I almost committed suicide. But not because of Code Zero. And now guess what? In rehab, I'll show you this. I wrote, 1 second. I wrote that many pages. That many pages. In rehab. In the hospital. They were giving me sheets of paper. Okay? And I was writing with a pen. That many pages. And the person asked me, what did you write? Can you show me? I said, I don't want to show you. I told him, I don't want to show you. He said, why not? I said, it's personal. Do you know why I didn't want to show those psychiatrists? Because I wasn't sure about Code Zero. I wasn't sure about it. I thought that if I show them these pages, that instead of me being in rehab for 2 months, that they'll put me in rehab for 5 years. You understand? That's how scared I was. But then eventually, my tribunal came. And the guy asked me, you did some writing there? I'm like, yeah, I do writing, yeah. And can you show me? And I just had faith, and I showed him. The judge, right? He looked at it. Pages. Really hard to read, he said. He said, this is sick, mate. He called my Code Zero sick. You know what that is? And I thought that was the end of me. I thought they were going to put me in rehab for another 5 years. And I was afraid. Yeah? And guess what? Anyways, time went by. I realized later on, that guy was calling my words on paper sick. But he wasn't really calling me sick. He was calling himself sick. Because I've tested Code Zero now. And look how I speak on the camera. It's scientifically proven. Do you understand? I back it up from my experience. Go check out my book, The Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code Zero. And now I want to tell you also that other people may want to make money on it. And other people, maybe thousands of them, are going to say they invented this code, Code Zero. But you who are watching this video now, you understand really who made the code, Code Zero. The Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code Zero. There's only one book like that in the world. And now, of course, guess what? They may make their own books. So be it. But I'm putting the truth out there. Okay? I'm putting the truth out there. I'm not lying. You see my face. You see how I speak. I made a book. Check my books out on Amazon.com. I made 70 books. Go check them out. 70 books. Okay? Look at my Code Zero playlist on YouTube. Check it out. Okay, go on my medium.com, Danny Milivojevic, medium.com. Check my personal entries on Code Zero. Free article for free. And link it in your mind, mate. Look at how I do it. And if you find out they're doing the same thing, guess what? I've got the playlist in my YouTube channel. I've got the articles dated. I've got the articles dated in my medium.com. Check the dates on my medium.com. It's all dated. Check my ChatGPT. Search me up on ChatGPT. The methodology of Danny Milivojevic. It'll tell you, that ChatGPT will tell you all about Code Zero. You understand? And also check my articles on medium.com. Danny Milivojevic, medium.com. And guess what? On that article, right, that I wrote, you'll find it, the methodology of Danny Milivojevic. And in that article, I wrote, I'm the earliest sign of information about Code Zero. Earliest sign. You know what that means? The earliest sign of Code Zero. I made the book about it. You understand? I made the book about it. So I'm the earliest source of information after the Bible to make Code Zero. Earliest source. Now Jesus Christ, he knew about this. Okay, he knew about it. But he didn't make Code Zero book like I did. And now guess what? I referenced Jesus Christ for this. Okay? But I'm the earliest source of information for Code Zero, the Code of Danny Milivojevic, after the Bible. Now the Bible was 2,000 years ago. Do you understand? So 2,000 years later, guess what? I am the earliest source of information about Code Zero. Okay? Now I'm serious about this. I'm not lying. I've proved it. I've tested it. Okay? I've tested it in my life. I use it with my pen now. And I use it with my TI toolbox. Thumb Index Toolbox. That's what it's called. Thumb Index Toolbox. And I air write just like this. I do it in bed. I do it in the car while I'm driving. And when I drive, I air write. I always have a pen in my hand. I'm a writer. I write always. And now my Code Zero technique, I'll show you something. My Code Zero technique relieves writer's block. So try in your life. Go ahead, I gave you the information. If you want more evidence, check out my book on Amazon, The Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code Zero. Now guess what? From this point, for example, when I drive, I use my pen, I use my thumb. When I'm not using my pen, I use my TI toolbox. I came up with the concept TI toolbox in my life, which is Thumb Index Toolbox. Very simple. That's my concept. You won't hear that anywhere else. TI toolbox. Nowhere else will you hear that. I invented it. TI toolbox, but with Code Zero. You understand? Pen, air writing. Air writing is already known. It's already known, air writing. But me, when I do air writing with my pen, I'm using Code Zero. And now guess what? You are looking at the only person in life who uses a pen with Code Zero. That's me, at the moment. Do you understand? I'm the only person in the world, at the moment, who's using a pen with Code Zero. Or with TI Toolbox. TI Toolbox. And guess what? When I go on my laptop, I write Code Zero. down the line, 12 hours a day, 24 hours a day, as much as I like. And guess what? When I air write, I do this all day long. I never get bored. My hand signals to me what I'm saying. I already understand what my hand's saying to me. That's how powerful air writing is. And every time I do this, it's always code zero, but it's always something that never makes me bored. It never makes me bored in life when I'm air writing or when I'm writing. When I'm writing, I'm never bored. And now also with code zero, with my writing technique, which is the only way I write anyway. Look at my personal entries on medium.com or my code zero book on Amazon, the Danny Milivojevic code. The Danny Milivojevic code zero, right? The Code of Danny Milivojevic, code zero. And now, teach you one more thing. Because of this writing habit that I've been doing for 9 years, to teach you this video, to teach you through my teachings, through the book, 1 million words I wrote, 4 books about it on Amazon. Get each book, share it with your kids, share it with your family, $1 each. And guess what? This code zero, for 9 years I've been writing. It's fully developed. 9 years of writing, mate. Every day. Every fucking day. You understand? Writing. I can write for 12 hours straight. I can write for 24 hours straight. Without stopping. That's how powerful code zero is. It's the biggest self-reflection tool you've ever seen in your life. And I can rewrite code zero 24/7. I can write on a laptop 24/7. I can air write 24/7. 24/7. TI Toolbox 24/7. Anywhere I am, I can speak about anyone around me and they'll never know. Because whatever is happening with my TI Toolbox or pen, only I know about it. Because I'm talking to myself inside of me and they never know. And then if I'm at the casino, wherever I am, I'm writing my laptop. People are looking at me, I'm working. What am I doing? I'm just writing out code zero. But code zero is an application. It's ChatGPT. You can do it with your hands. You can do it with a pen. It's the real ChatGPT. The real ChatGPT. You know why? Because when you're talking to yourself via code zero, with a pen or with your hands, or via a laptop, that's the real ChatGPT. Because you're talking with yourself, not to a robot. Remember that. ChatGPT, they say is a robot, but I call it ChatGPT code zero. And now, what I mean to say, really, is ChatGPT today in 2026 is a thing. It's a robot. You talk to the robot, it will talk to you back, right? But I suggest you don't talk to robots. But use robots. Use robots for information, for guidance, right? But just remember, you are more important than a robot. So I suggest in your life, talk to yourself more rather than to a robot. And to do that, use my code zero technique in your life. Talk to yourself 24/7. It's proven. Look inward 24/7. Okay? And check out my book on Amazon. And now guess what? Also, many people may find code zero. Okay, many people might find code zero. It's online already. It's on ChatGPT at the moment, for example, right? It's on my YouTube channel. And Janison, who you can find on medium.com, on DannyMilivojevicMedium.com, in an article there somewhere, I linked testimonial videos about him, and he's on my YouTube channel. Okay? And he'll tell you he's dyslexic. I taught him code zero. And now, guess what? Also, those people, thousands of them, might say they are the first to create Code Zero. But they may name it something different. Do you understand? Because they don't know what Code Zero is. Do you understand? They just understand I first, talk as much as you like, full stop, I again, talk as much as you like, come back to the I this time, I first again, full stop, I first again, and then talk again as much as you like, do commas, apostrophes, whatever it is, full stop, I again, and talk as much as you like. I came up with that concept. But they, thousands of those people, and now it's 2026. So what year is it in your life now? I may be long gone from this world when you see this video. Okay? I may be long gone from this world when you see this video. Okay? Now, in your head, link it. Is anyone else talking about what I'm talking about around you? And if they are, then guess what? Other people are trying to make money on me. You understand? Other people are trying to make money on me. Because if 1,000 people say that they created this, what I told you in this video, just remember the Code of Danny Milivojevic, the Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code Zero. Check on Amazon the date of when it was published. You understand? Go check. Or check on my medium.com, Danny Milivojevic, medium.com. Check my personal entries, when it was dated. Or go on my YouTube channel. Go on my YouTube channel and check Code Zero videos. Check Code Zero videos and check when it was dated. And now I can tell you, the Code Zero videos on my YouTube channel was made in 2026. Okay? It was made in 2026. My personal entries, 2025, 2026. My Code Zero books, 2024, 2023, something like that, something around that time. Okay? So, I basically said everything in this video, pretty much. And I told you, I'm the earliest sign of this information, Code Zero. And now check how I write it. Check how I write it. I start with certain sentences. Okay, I start with certain sentences. I repeat certain sentences. I use a lot of repetition and adaptation. And yes, I was diagnosed as schizophrenic at 19. And when you look at that book, guess what? When you look at it, very hard to read. Very, very hard to read. You understand? And that book, impossible to copy. You understand me? You understand what I mean? Impossible to copy. But you'll see words coming out. You'll see words coming out, mate. Vocabulary from all sides. You'll be amazed when you see my book, The Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code Zero. Well tested, well proven, scientifically backed by Danny Milivojevic himself. Look how I talk to you right now in this video. I'm not sick from it at all. I've been using it for the past years now, actually years. I've developed actually a few years ago, yeah? But it took me 9 years at this point to develop Code Zero the best way. And I'm still developing it over time. I'm figuring out new sentences that I can use with it, new forms of ways that I can talk to myself with Code Zero. Some of my new ways of talking with Code Zero is God over money, I over money, communication over money. I repeat it with my hand. I repeat it on my laptop. Just those three sentences, right? And guess what? For example, I am rich or better. I say that too. I love I see that. I see that, to be honest. You understand? And then also, I can do it in Serbian too. I can do Code Zero in Serbian as well. for example, which is code nulla. Code nulla. Yeah, code nulla means code 0. And now, of course, that's very important for my Balkan heritage, for me to show them code 0. Because many people around the world do not write. In Serbia, Macedonia, wherever it is, Australia, where I live, in Sydney, many people don't write. You go on the train, nobody's writing. You go on the train, less people are holding a pen in their hand. What am I doing on the train? I'm air writing. I'm writing on my laptop code 0 the whole fucking way. You understand? And these people just looking on their phones, mate. Looking at social media bullshit. While I'm building my business with code 0. And now also to tell you, once you get into code 0, once you get into writing, okay? Once you get into writing code 0 out, all the way I've spoken in this video and told you already. Once you start doing it and you write more and more and more, and you use a pen, you use a TI toolbox, guess what you're doing? You're actually becoming more biblical. You're becoming more biblical in life, because communication over money. Remember, God over money, I over money. The more you write down things, the less money is on your mind. Money will never be on your mind as long as you're writing things down. And that's the path to God. You understand? The more you write things down, okay, the more you personally write and become a writer, a true deep writer. Write it down, page by page, for 9 years straight. You'll get closer to God, I promise you. And for the next 9 years, just write. Do not have money in your mind. Do not work for money. Just write things down every day. For more information about what I do, what I am in my life, how I do things, I have a Kytease Instagram, Kytease, Kytease. I'm a DJ. I like music. I'm a music producer. Check my YouTube channel for all my music. Go on my Instagram, click my Mega Drive. Click my Mega Drive. Go through all my files. Download my music. Burn it to a CD. Burn my music to a CD. Use my music however you like. And I want to say one more thing. There's one track in my Mega Drive. It's called Hit the Jackpot or I Hit the Jackpot. Okay, because I had 2 names for it. That track, I paid money for it. Okay, I paid $1,300 for that track. It's a jazz one. Check it out on YouTube. Danny Milivojevic, I Hit the Jackpot. And you'll hear jazz. I love jazz. I love techno. And now these days I'm more into techno. I'm making trance. I'm making techno music, melodic techno. Check out my Kytease radio shows on my YouTube channel. Check out my social media. And remember, see, if you ever hear about them, making money on this idea here, just remember who done it first. I done it first. But I reference the Bible. You understand? I'm the earliest sign of information after the Bible for Code 0. The Code of Danny Milivojevic, Code 0. I'm the earliest information about it. Scientifically proven. You understand? By Danny Milivojevic. It works every time. And it'll make you a great communicator. And when you look at that book, guess what's going to happen? When you look at that book, mate, you'll think it's very disorganized. You think it's very, very disorganized. But guess what? It's actually very orderly. It's very orderly. You know why? Because each of my sentences starts with I first. I is the first letter of the alphabet. A is never the first letter of the alphabet. I is the first letter of the alphabet. I is the first letter of the alphabet. And now guess what? When you see my Code 0 book, you'll see many forms of writing. I suggest you try to read it. You try to distinguish it, or go on my YouTube channel and let me write it out for you. You just watch, and the words will go slowly, and you just read along. And then you'll pick it up real quick. You know what I'm saying? You'll pick it up real quick. And then go teach your kids. Go teach your family. Go teach your friends. Okay? You'll change their life forever. And remember, 9 years of writing. And don't have money in your head. Don't have money in your head at all. And you'll find God very quickly. And after 9 years of writing, you'll be so much more biblical. And you won't be doing non-biblical things. And you'll be rich. Rich in the Bible. Rich in God. Remember, always wear a cross now. There is a God. Remember that. There is a God. The more you write, the more you set yourself free. You understand? I developed Code Zero for 9 years now. Okay? Ever since I started writing. I didn't start off with Code Zero, but somewhere along the line, I came up with the concept. I first, and end with I. I first, and end with I. Do you understand? I first, speak the sentence, full stop. I again, speak the sentence, full stop. I again, speak the sentence, full stop. I came up with that concept. I am the earliest sign of information. You understand? For that. After the Bible. I'm the first one in the world to create that concept. Anyway, guys, catch you later.